Welcome to Channel MMB's Hurricane Special. Today we're going to be talking about the ins and outs of hurricanes. To start, let's learn how a hurricane is formed. For that, we'll go to our favorite on-scene reporter, Bella.
As you can see, I'm on the scene of Hurricane Trump. Could your candidate hurricane get so powerful? Well, the answer is all around us. Water! Water has special bonds called hydrogen bonds. These hydrogen bonds mean the amount of energy it takes for water to change phase is unusually high. Heat capacity, or the amount of energy it takes to raise 1 gram of substance 1 degree Celsius, is also unusually high in water. These combined, heat capacity and hydrogen bonds, allow water to store mass amounts of energy, or heat. And then it can give this heat or energy to the atmosphere around it, creating hurricanes.
Thanks, Bella. Now with the help of some visuals and from post-production, Bella, I'll explain to you the changes in energy throughout the formation of a hurricane. The first step, step A, is when the warm ocean gives heat or energy to the air above. This decreases the kinetic energy in the water and increases the kinetic energy in the air. Step B is when the air heats up and rises and evaporates and starts to spin. This increases the potential energy because of a change phase. Step C is when the air cools and condenses and forms into a cloud. This decreases the kinetic energy in the air and increases the potential energy because of another change phase. Step D is when the hurricane is formed and starts to spin. The energy stays the same and evens out.
Now to talk more about the effects of hurricanes, we'll turn to our favorite extremely qualified scientist, Science Bella.
The energy stays the same.
Thanks, Maddie. Now, as a highly qualified scientist, I'm going to be showing you some of the math in the aftermath of hurricanes. We'll be finding the mass of condensed water from a 2-day hurricane that produces 5.2 times 10 to the 19th power joules of energy per day through the formation of clouds and rain. So, that's 2 for the number of days times 5.2 times 10 to the 19th power for the energy produced in 2 days, which will be equal to the heat of vaporization / condensation, which is 2260 times X, which will be the mass. So, put this over 2260, we get 2.04 times 10 to the 13th power joules of energy produced in 2 days through condensation. Now, as an extremely highly qualified scientist, I predict that by the end of the century, hurricanes will be more intense than they are today because of ocean temperatures continuing to steadily rise. Now, my similarly qualified scientist friends and I talk about this all the time, but today I'll break it down for you. Understanding that hurricanes get their energy from water or the ocean, and that heat and energy are interchangeable, more heat equals more energy equals greater intensity in hurricanes by the end of the century.
Thank you, Science Bella, and thank you all for joining us here today for our Hurricane Special. Special thanks to all of you watching, and especially thanks to our sponsors, Good Grades Only Inc. and It Could Be Worse LLC. Without you, none of this could be possible.
Hurricanes, they're made out of water. They're really powerful and made out of water. Hurricanes, if you could give me a good grade, that'd be real cool. An A would be real nice.